Everyone's got a story that shaped who they are today. Welcome to Life Stories with Marianne, where we uncover journeys of resilience, purpose, and connection. The Sho Tyme Watkins.
Marianne!
Tell us your story.
Wow.
Where were you born, and what was it like growing up in your family?
I was born in Compton, California. Dominguez Hospital. It was a Friday morning. That's all I know. As far as that. And what you said, what was it like growing up in a family? It was some beautiful things. It was some tough things, but everything prepared me from where I am right now. Was that everything?
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes.
Did you grow up with your parents?
So my mother and my father passed away. Rest in peace to Demiria Bender and Deshaun Watkins Sr. My mom and dad both were from Palmer Block, Compton Crib. Young teenagers. Had me in it when they were teens. I have sisters and brothers. I got my oldest. I got. Okay, so it's a big family. So I got Precious, Sharonda, Arthur, Tamiria, Arnisha. I'm Unique, Armante, and Amari. It's a lot of kids. Woozy.
And y'all all live together in one household?
So for the most part, the first three I named, those were my pops, my step pops kids, but we don't call each other steps. We brother and sister regardless.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't always stay at the same house, but in the summer times they would come over. But Tamiria, Arnisha, I'm Unique, Amante, and Amari basically did for a short period of time, and then I went to my grandma's, and then so on and so forth. So
I love those names too, by the way.
There's a lot of kids. You got to come up with a whole bunch of names. You had that many kind of kids running around.
True. And what is the feeling that you get when you think about those years that you grew up?
Ooh. The feeling that I get is the older I get, gratefulness, because we come from humble beginnings. Moms, even though moms struggle, moms made sure that we knew about respect. Respect was really important. And sometimes, teenagers, we don't always listen. But when you get older, you realize those are tools that really help you in just about every situation. Think about the times where even my brothers and sisters, times where we all were dealing with different things because my mom was going through different things. Pops was in and out of jail. So I think in certain areas that made us real tight. But as we got older, we had to go and make our own legacy. So, but I'm very grateful for those times for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dang, this is deep.
It sure is.
We're going back.
Yes, because I want to hear all about it. What was school life like for you? Like starting from elementary to any higher education?
School was pretty interesting. I think school. I think one of my superpowers were making friends. Like friends were really important to me growing up. Because even though I was in a huge family, I kind of always felt like alone. So I got used to like playing with myself. Pause. Not like that. You know what I mean? Like playing with my action figures, my toys. You know what I mean? Like I was more so a kid that would be at home. I would be like all into like my things, the toys, the video games. And of course I had some friends that stayed next door that I would play with. But going to school, I was able to break out of my shyness. I was extremely shy. I was able to meet friends from different backgrounds. Um, it really, I guess, helped make me feel like I was something. Because sometimes when you come from a big house, a big family, and there's so many different, you know, things going on, sometimes you don't feel significant. Also too, dealing with losing my father when I was 2 was a constant reminder in my head that I always felt like I was going to die early because my father was murdered when he was only 20 years old.
Wow.
So, you know, different things like that. Like, it was a lot of mental things that I was battling with like daily. Like, do I want to live? Is this even worth it? Am I loved? I mean, I knew my grandma loved me. Um, and at that time growing up, mom's was going through a lot, which I didn't understand until she got older, where she told me some of the trauma she went through, So my mom was pregnant with me when she was 14 years old. So of course she ain't gonna have it together. If I was 14 having kids, boy, I'd probably be the worst human being in the world. Because it takes time to mature and grow and life lessons. And one thing she didn't do, she did not abort me or any of us. She kept us. She loved her kids the best way she could.
She made it happen.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So your mom was 14 when she had you?
She was 15 when she had pregnant at 14.
Okay. And your dad?
I think he was 16 or 17, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's super young.
That's why, listen, young kids, wait, look here, don't do it. You have no idea what you're signing up for. Plus, you don't even know the value of who you are yet at that age,
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a scare before when I was like 15, which is, I don't even think kids should even be experiencing. Now, I know how the world tries to put that on you, but there's no rush for it, because once you do that action, not gonna say like I was innocent of it, right? But you doing that, like, it grows you in so many ways. Like, and sometimes we're not prepared for the consequences that come with that. You still growing, you still learning how to handle your emotions. Things aren't going to always be peachy cream. Anything that's worth having is going to be some blood, sweat, and tears. So, and then you bring in another life into this world. Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing than just having a little bit of fun with somebody for a little moment. You have no clue what kind of consequences it has. That's for sure, especially at that age.
Yeah.
What career path did you choose, and what inspired you to go in that way?
I always wanted to be on TV. I felt like TV was my escape. When I was at my grandma's house, Sesame Street, Sesame Street was everything.
Nice.
I watched Sesame Street. I'm like, Nana, I want to be on Sesame Street, I wanted to, but then I remember she took me to a banquet. Nana, she took me to a banquet, and I remember seeing Big Bird and all the characters. And I ran and I saw a big bird, and I grabbed this little feather, and he turned around. I said, "Oh shit, that's a big ass bird." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ran to my seat. I said, "Hell no, I don't want no big bird, big as hell. Big Bird will peck the shit out of little me, boy. I don't want no problems with Big Bird. Sunny days, no sir, no sir." But yeah, like, I always, and then too, there was Nickelodeon. We used to watch all those shows on Nickelodeon, me and my homie Anthony. And then later it was the Disney Channel. So I was just like, man, I would really love to be on TV. Like, I would love to be on Guts. You know what I mean?
Explain for the viewers from Europe, what is Guts?
Guts was on Nickelodeon. Guts, do you have it? It was like the American Gladiators for kids.
Oh, okay.
And then there was Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wanted to be on that show where they had the purple parrots, the silver snakes, and it was like an obstacle course that fun
All
games
the
that
fun
keep,
shit,
yeah,
yeah.
one thing for sure, my grandma used to have us in day camp. And day camp, we used to do a whole bunch of like kid activities and stuff like that. So it kind of just reminded me of day camp. Like, man, if it would be dope to be on TV. So I always wanted to be on the TV screen for sure.
Mm-hmm. So how did that develop in your career? Like
It was
that
really
tickle brought you somewhere. So
it did. It definitely did. So I was also battling with being shy, having enough confidence. So I also had a chip on my shoulder too, because I wanted to really separate myself from my family because there's so many different personalities. For instance, you got my mom, Demiria, who, like I said, she was a game banger too. Um, everybody loved my mom. Mom's was just everybody loved her, and sometimes I felt like I didn't get that love. I understand it now because we had the conversation, but at that time, I just felt like, dang, everybody loved my mom, but don't nobody even really, they don't really know nothing about me. My dad, who was such a big personality, I can't really remember because I was two, but all the stories I hear, and I was always little Cosmo because he was big Cosmo. So when people came around, I was either Net's son, little Cosmo. I had a great grandma on my dad's side, Mama Jenny, who was like the most popular person on the street. Like everybody knew Mama Jenny. She sold Avon. Or I was Mama Jenny's great grandson. And then my grandma, Charlotte Watkins, who had me in day camp and stuff. Everybody knew Miss Cece because she was with the Parks and Rec in Compton, worked for the county. So I was her grandson. And then I had my auntie. My auntie is like one of the most beautiful women ever. Everybody loved my auntie. So it's like, yeah, that's Jolie, little nephew. So I had this chip of like, yo, nobody knows what I do, who I am. I'm just this, that, and the other. So I had like this huge competitive underdog little brother syndrome in a sense, but I'm also the oldest brother in my with my siblings and stuff. So I had this like duality going on too. And then too, losing my dad, it had like I had so much unbelief in myself. I had so much insecurity. I had so much felt like I was missing something because he wasn't here. And so later, I finally developed enough confidence. Went to Jordan High School. Teacher was Robert Browning, and got into theater. Um, but that almost didn't happen too until my grandma came to what is it? Take your kid to school day or something where you really find out what they've been up to. And me and Mr. Browning was not seeing eye to eye. And like, but I wanted to be an actor though. Like, how are you guys not seeing eye to eye? So his thought about it was that I was just, joking in the class and I didn't take it serious. But once my grandma came in and said, no, he says he really want to be an actor. And me and Mr. Browning never had an issue after that. Rest in peace to him too. But he was like, well, if you want to do this, well, I'm going to put you in spots.
Nice.
And him putting us on, like we did once on this island, we did Dream Girls, we did a play called On Broadway, we did a bunch of plays, we did road shows, we went to different schools and to do things, and all it did was make me more hungry because the more spots I got, I saw my homie Donnell, Raymond, they went in Best Actor, so I'm like, my senior year, I'm getting it all. Like I'm getting Best Actor, like I'm finna just dominate. And my senior year came, they had this program called the Axel program. And it was like a monologue program that from people from all over the world, I think they would go to Dallas, Texas or whatever to do this thing. So 2002, my partners they won. 2003, they stopped it. And I was so pissed because like I said, I had this chip on my shoulder and now I'm not going to be able to really like solidify myself. I felt like as an actor to really do what I wanted to do. So at Jordan, they had this poetry slam that opened up, which was the first of its first. So I'm like, cool, I'm finna go and get into this poetry. So the teacher was Miss Day. The crazy thing about Miss Day was she was my Morris Code teacher when I was at DeMille in the 6th grade. And she didn't remember me, of course. Teachers see a lot of kids, they ain't gonna remember you when you go to the high school level. But anyway, we had this poetry slam team, and it was 3 schools. It was Milliken, it was Poly, and it was Jordan. And I was like, yo, this is the opportunity. We win this poetry slam. I solidify my legacy. We're going to whoop Poly's ass because that was our enemigos. And nobody even thinks about Milliken, even though I like the Rams. Horns up.
Is that all in LA?
This was in Long Beach.
Okay.
So the poetry slam happens. They got the J-Town News there. You know, my great grandma was there. She in her wheelchair. She's just having a ball. And we put on the show. Man, this was so good. I knew for sure we were going to win. Like, hey, yeah, we finna whoop everybody ass. Like nobody put together the poetry slam better than us. It was a whole show. And when I tell you, when they said Polly came in 3rd place, I was like, ha, stumped on them. Ugh, you know what I mean? J-Town, we don't care nothing about no jackrabbits. We finally beat them. And then they were like 2nd place, Jordan. I was so pissed.
No.
I was pissed, man. I was so high. And Milliken won. You want to talk about a sore loser? I was an asshole. I'll never forget the reporter. They interviewing everybody else on the team. And they're like, yeah, this was so fun. This is this. And I'm pissed. I'm seething.
Over it.
So the girl comes and she's like, yeah, welcome to J-Town News. This is, I'm here with Sho Watkins, whatever. You were in a poetry slam. What did you think? I was like, fuck this shit. This is bullshit. And I just went off and I was cussing. I was so pissed off. I didn't talk to them. I was pissed. Like I wanted to cry. I wanted to throw stuff. I wanted to freaking burn up everything. Like I felt like a failure. I felt like damn, I don't get no respect. Like damn, like I just so many different things. I felt like it was an opportunity for me to prove myself. Like I'm one of those guys. And oh man, it felt like dog. Like man. So because I didn't get that, it just drove me even more crazy. It drove me more insane where
see what life did there?
Yeah, I guess
if
so.
You would have won, you would have already been like, I got it. And now you even got the chance to level it up even more.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know what I mean? I think too, that's what drove me to Kobe Bryant being my hero. Because at the same token, when I'm going through these situations, 2003, 2002, the last championship they won was in 2002, but then in 2003 it was like Kobe is selfish, all those different things, and it's just like I felt like the only person that could even understand where I was coming from had to be the Mamba, had to be. So I idolized Kobe. Kobe was everything. Kobe was one of those people that taught me how to be a man, how to, when things don't go your way, how to handle it. Of course, it was some wrestling figures like Bret the Hitman Hart, but in this specific time slot in high school, it was just like only Kobe would know. But he was a champion. I felt like I wasn't. So yeah, like that was
So he inspired you in your career to go after it even more? To go after it.
And then when that didn't work out, one of my friends in the theater class, his name was Jeray James. Justin Earl, my dog.
I love how you know all these names.
Yeah, that's my, and he killing it right now. Like he's got, his music is in placement. He does a lot of the Compton Mania music. This guy then got tracks with E4, a whole bunch of different artists and stuff. So that's been my dog. But him, he was like, yo, because at that time that's when I started getting the name Sho Tyme. He's like, yo, Sho, so you should come and do music. I'm like, man, I can't. I'm not about to do no freaking music, man. So we go into his house. He got this excuse me, this computer he made from scratch. He got the microphone with like a wave cap thing over the freaking wire of the little duster. So that's your pop microphone or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, so speaking to the microphone, I'm an actor, I know how to project, so I get into the mic. He's like, man, you can't scream at the mic. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? And then you get close to the mic. You're like, this mic stinks. It smells like breath. Who's blowing their breath on the mic? Like, all these different things is like happening. But then, like, he was like, just talk while I got the music playing. And he was like, you know what? You got a good voice for music. I was like, man, I ain't got no music voice. You trying to, you trying to cap, you know what I mean? So I started doing music. And he would help me write my rhymes in the beginning. And so then it became like, well, acting, I was doing my thing. But after school, like, I can also act and also make a song, which would give us another spot in another show. So then another show, I got 3 or 4 different spots up in that sucker, like trying to prove my point. And here's the thing, my peers all respected me, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me. I wanted it all. I wanted the adulation. I wanted it all. I wanted to be the greatest entertainer in the universe. I literally had dreams of like I want to be great. I just want to be known for something. I want to be something significant. If I'm not, I don't want to live. Like, why am I like, you know what I mean? Like this kid from Compton whose parents is from the hood. Like, what chance do you actually have at doing anything, So again, I have that thing that's just pushing me, just being relentless. So I made a lot of sacrifices, got into music. And then because of Jure, after we got out of school, we started doing like different shows and stuff. So when we started doing shows, I started getting a little better at doing music, started writing my own stuff. So then we started doing things with Angels Clubhouse. They also had the radio show that came on 1580. I think they still do. Shout out to them. And I remember meeting Angel. Angel, that's my dog. I remember meeting Angel, and I come in for the first time, and I'm like, yeah, I want to put my song in. I want to be in the competition. You know what I mean? She's like, you got to be serious about this. And I'm just smiling. At the same token as I'm smiling, on the inside, I'm like, I'm finna fuck everybody up. I swear to God.
What was it, like an open mic or something?
It was a showcase.
Okay.
It was a showcase. And have in mind, I don't have that much. There's other people that's been rapping, singing way longer than me. I've been doing this maybe at this time 3 years, maybe. So I'm like, I know I can perform though. If I get that mic, I'm gonna kill some shit, So she's telling me like, yeah, it's a lot of great artists. And I'm like, yeah, I'm real humble, yeah. But I'm just thinking, well, if I get an opportunity, man, oh my God. So I'm really antsy, really quiet, but inside there's just like a raging, like, let's go. And then Jure, we have so much great chemistry. So I had this slow song I did because my great grandma, Mama Jenny, that went to the poetry slam, she passed away. So she passed away at this specific time. And so he gave me a beat, like with a Marvin Gaye mix where I did like a tribute song to her. And then he gave me another beat where I made this song called We Gon' Make It Out. And that was the only song I had. I'm like, dang, I got a slow song, bro. I can't perform this slow song at this situation. I need a club banger. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never made no club banger. I need a club banger. So we had this song called Shake That, right? So I go and perform. I had my cousin on stage with me. So we did Shake That. And then after Shake That, my cousin go off the stage. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to give him the slow song. These are only 2 songs I got at this time. So I give him, and my soul was like, and I get a big pop. The crowd goes insane. And like they feel inspired because this was right around the Haiti thing happened. And it was just inspirational. And we came in second place. Nice. And I was like, we came in second place? Oh, it's over with. You know what I mean? We came in second place, it's over with. Then about a month later, I got into another competition at the Celebrity Center. And then the same song, I came in first place.
Nice.
Oh, now I'm feeling untouchable.
It's about to go down.
Yeah, now I'm like anywhere we go, we finna kill. This is when I started feeling cheating. Yeah, y'all promoters do be cheating. Listen, promoters do be cheating. I ain't gonna mention no names, but they be cheating. So here's the thing. So for one show, and I got it on YouTube too. One show, I had like two people come see me. And this was a big showcase. I mean, it was somebody even from Europe that came over there to perform. She was dope. And like in the back, as we're going through the back, everybody's mingling. And I'm on some kill shit. I'm like, fuck mingling. I want to kill everybody. I want to be the best. You know, I'm cool. I don't want no problem with nobody, but I'm here for a purpose. Like, I'm here to show people, like, I'm really about that. And so I go on stage. I got the little Haiti video come down. I got the fall coming up. I got the Michael Jackson shirt. Michael just had just died. And I had the Michael Jackson shirt, you know what I mean? I had the mohawk with the curls to the back. I'm like, oh, I'm about to, oh. So I come out, I kill it. And then at the end of the day, they invite everybody up on the stage and they say the judges are going to pick the winner. And the MC pulls up the paper and I see it. Sho Tyme, 50. Somebody else, 47. Somebody else, 45. I'm sitting over here like I told my grandma. She gave me the $100 to get into this competition. The winner wins $500. I'm like, I told my grandma before this happened, I was going to bring it home. We coming. Now, have in mind, my great grandma just passed. I got a whole bunch of bills and stuff that people are talking to me about now. I'm like, I don't even know what age I am. I'm old now. But, you know, so it was a lot of responsibilities coming down on me. And so the promoter runs up on stage, whisper in his ear, and then he walks away and then he grabs the paper. I'm right behind him. I'm looking at him. He folds the paper up, put it in his pocket, and says, all right, we're going to let the audience judge. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Wrestling, y'all know the Montreal screw job. I felt like I was being screwed again. I felt like, yo, this bet not fucking happen. Sure enough, it was like the last 5 people on the stage. And it was like, okay, the first to go is going to be Deshawn because I only had 2 people there. Oh, I was so pissed. I wanted to burn that motherfucker down. Yeah. I was so pissed. Now, what am I going to tell my grandma? As I'm walking down the stage, all these people's like, hey, that was a great song. They hugging me, telling me it was great. And, you know, I'm walking out and I was really cool. Yeah, thank you so much. As soon as I walk outside, I said, fuck all them motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Like, I was pissed. And I'm not mad at them now. But at that time, that emotion, I just was like, fuck everybody. Like, I wanted to become a villain. Mm-hmm. I wanted to become a villain. Like, I got tired of being Mr. Nice Guy. Like, yo, fuck this. This is bullshit. Like, and I remember going home and just crying. Like, I mean, one of them nasty cries too. I mean, I'm on a face first on the floor, tears, snot, and it's a pool right under me as I am just so disappointed. I go up in there and talk to my grandma. I said, hey, Nan, I didn't win. And she was like, you know what? It don't matter. She was like, did you have fun? And I was like, no. Mm-hmm. And she had a lot of bills to worry about too. So it was just like, I just felt like I let Nana down. That was one of the hardest moments ever. Like, at that time, I was even contemplating, should I even live? Because another pressure that's on me too, losing my dad so early, I had to become the man. I'm 18, 19. What do you mean, man? I'm trying to go after my dreams, you know? Like, What do you mean? I had to take care of my great grandma, Mama Jenny. I had to change her diapers. She was overweight. I had to clean the poop from in between her. I had to put the medicine on her sores, and it was times where I couldn't do shows or go places because I had to take care of my great grandma. And again, that was another thing that gave me a freaking chip. Like I felt like I can't even go out there and compete right now because I got to do stuff that other people ain't here to do. My grandma couldn't do it because she working for everybody, so somebody got to take care of Mama Jenny. It's got to be Shawn. It's got to be Shawn. So also I learned a lot from Mama Jenny, but it also created like I wanted to get out there. And then too, I was afraid too at the same token because, I had to get comfortable catching the buses, the trains, going to Compton. You got to go through so many different hoods just to get through the blue line. And then once you're on the blue line, you're driving through so many different hoods. So many different things is happening on the blue line. So yeah, I done went on a long tear, huh?
Yes,
like what is he talking about?
That's how life goes.
But
what's the blue line? Can you explain for people who don't know?
So the blue line, if you in New York or something, it's like the subway. It goes but it's not underground. It's on top of the ground. The blue line goes all the way from Long Beach all the way to downtown LA. And then they got other lines that go here, there, everywhere. But it's like a train.
Okay.
It's a train that you get on.
Okay. So, and how did you make your switch, or not switch, I guess it's in addition to everything else that you do, to wrestling?
Wow.
Because that's also a major thing in your career, right?
Now, yeah. That's totally God. Straight up. No cap. Can't take too much credit for it. So, that debacle, say life happens, I kind of just say, I need to just get a regular job. Excuse me. Maybe I make some money. And I've been having jobs all throughout, but maybe a consistent job where I could just grow up. And maybe once I get some more money, I can go back to doing my own thing. And that didn't bring too much fulfillment. Felt so out of place. But I had jobs, though. I worked for Target, worked crazy. So, dang, this is why it's such a huge gap in between there. I started to just focus on like stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I started to focus on comedy. So I started getting in comedy. I would do like comedy showcases. And those, I was hitting pretty good. I was doing pretty good. But then again, I'm still struggling with that, you're not good enough. Who's going to want a kid from Compton? I'm battling all these different things. So I will go into it for a while, then I'll disappear. Go back into it, disappear, go back into it, disappear. And then I started doing background in movies. And then in 2018, I started working with Amazon. I had a city job and I started working with Amazon to make some more money. And as I was with my hair just tripping back there. So
out of nowhere.
Yeah. So Amazon, picking up packages, dope job. I was able to make the most money that I was able to make. So I was making some bread. I hop out of the car one day, tired, whooped. It's been raining all week. This is my last day to do it. I'm in Inglewood. I think I'm on Gateway, like right when you get off the 405. It's like the Gateway is a street. Anyway. So I'm driving around and I'm on like this hill and I'm like, my back is killing me. I got my fanny pack on. My phone is in there. I got my earpiece in. So I hop out of the car, leave the key in the car, drop off a package. I come back. The damn car is gone.
No way.
They took the whole damn truck. Like, and I'm sitting over here like, damn, I know I parked this mug right here. And what the heck? I am like tripping. And the first thing that come to my head was like, finally, when you're making money, finally, when you're planning to get back on stage to do comedy so you can do your own thing, finally, you finna get fired. There's no way, there's no way they're gonna keep you for this. So I did what I do. I called the dispatch. I said, Miguel, you ain't gonna believe this shit. He said, fucking try me. I said, the vehicle is gone. He said, what you mean? The vehicle is gone. Somebody came and stole the damn truck. You lying on God. And I said, bro, I already know I'm going to get fired. He was like, no. We gonna try. I said, bro, I'm gone. There's no other way. The lady said, I think it was Melissa told me, she said, the only way you going to get fired, Deshawn, is if your van gets stolen. I started laughing. Ha. Who the hell get the damn van took? Ha. 6 months later, his van is took it. What? That was insane.
Damn.
And I felt like, damn, I let everybody down again. It's
but
like,
I mean,
yo,
it wasn't your fault though. I mean,
it wasn't my fault, but at the same token, I shouldn't have left the key in the car.
Oh.
And we started doing that a lot because as an Amazon driver, at that time, you had to drop off 25 packages an hour. And if those 25 packages aren't dropped off within an hour, you got to call dispatch. What's going on? Why aren't the packages being dropped off?
You need all those seconds to hop in.
All those different things. So it's like every time you try to save to try to boom. And now you got to think Inglewood, Beverly Hills. Sometimes there's no parking. You got to walk blocks with your hazards on, hoping that nothing happens to you. So when that happened, I was embarrassed. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean? With no furniture. You know, I got to pay some rent that I can't even afford now. You know, I got a part-time job. And that's when I said, you know what? I'm finna make a commitment with myself. I said, you know what? I'm, at the time, I think I was 33, 32, whichever one, 30 something. And, I was like, listen, God, I know you've proven yourself to me many a times, but I'm finna completely step out on faith. And even though I got this part-time job, I was donating blood plasma, okay? When you first donate plasma, they got this deal where they give you $300. So for the first 2 weeks, I made sure I got my $300. I was recycling cans and bottles. You feel what I'm saying? I was trying to sell stuff and I was working a part-time job to try to do something. And then I wind up getting on unemployment too from losing the Amazon situation. That gave me a little bit of holdover. And then from that, I was able to do a comedy show in my backyard. When I did the comedy show in the backyard, I made about 300 and some bucks. So I was like, cool, you know, I can get back to doing comedy, you know, and I got to fully commit to it. And the thing is with comedy, when I did the show, I had to go through so many demons. What I did was most comedy shows, I would do 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. And to the most 10, I think I did a 15-minute set at the time. So I still was, how you say, very raw. I wasn't polished. I still was, but at that time, I haven't done it in like 2.5, 3 years. So I had to convince myself, hey, I wrote an hour special. In my backyard. I had a couple of people at my job at Downey that was working that were like opening acts for it in the backyard. We set up everything. We had got a stage. I had my cousins designing, cutting stages, doing all kind of stuff, trying to get this thing going. And I'm nervous as shit. I've never done an hour stand-up comedy special. What makes you even think that you can do this within 2 months? I'm panicking. I'm damn near having panic attacks every single day because I've been promoting it like crazy. It's like, you can't back up now. The day before the show, I'm driving to get some overalls because it was called The Art of Storytelling. So I wanted to tell his story like Sesame Street, grown time, but bright colors, Sesame Street type. I had a Martin shirt with all the characters in it, very colorful. And I just kind of wanted to bring that energy. So as I'm driving to Long Beach to go to this little suit store, I forget what street it's on, I would name it, but it's where you get, anyway. So as I'm driving, I'm listening to, I think it's 710 or 570, whatever, one of those radio stations. And they were talking about how Kobe would prepare for big matches. So imagine I'm driving, I'm in my own head thinking about this comedy show or whatever. The radio is just in the background. And then I know it's on, but I'm in my head. And I hear them saying, Kobe said that they played the interview where he said, I used to listen to the Halloween theme before he had like big matches against like Tracy McGrady or something. So they play the Halloween thing and I'm nervous and all I hear is doom, 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 doom. And so when they go doom, something inside of me was like, it's up. If this is the day where I'm going to look embarrassing, I'm going in fighting. I'm going in fighting. I'm killing everybody. I'm everybody like, I'm just, it is what it is. So we do the show. Right before I come out, I go through this real I'm like turning white ghost. Like I'm just panicky. And then I just hear that theme. And then I run on stage. I do my comedy special. Only do 30 minutes because I had them in 30 minutes. No need to do the other 30. But I was prepared to do an hour, but I did 35 minutes. And it was good. Made $300 and some. After it was over, we celebrating. I'm tearing up because I killed these demons. I beat them. What's next? And so my partner Cam was just talking about yo, when we gonna do the next comedy show? And I said, what if we bring wrestling in the backyard? Just one. I'm not trying to do nothing crazy. What if we just do one wrestling show? Just one, just in Compton. We used to play wrestling back here, hit each other with oranges, chairs, all kind of blow up stuff. Like, let's just do one wrestling show in the backyard and see what that do. That one show I got with Shawn Black, Anthony Desiree, Cam Gregory, DNL, and we put a show in October 26, 2019 in my grandma's backyard, and we never looked back.
That is so dope. So these people were professional wrestlers?
Yeah, they were how you say SoCal wrestlers. It's the SoCal wrestling scene is so huge. There's a whole bunch of there's a whole community. Mm-hmm. I had no freaking clue. I just wanted to do a wrestling show in Compton. I felt like, Compton want to see wrestling.
See what it do.
You know what I mean? Like that's it. And neighbors were coming by, and then I was kind of like, yo, they really like this. Again, I'm still battling that insecurity. I'm still battling that I ain't good enough, but I'm still hungry though. Mm. So I still got that duality going on. But at this time, I started working on more personal things within myself where I learned how to control my emotions and how to just say whatever happens, you got to stay committed to the goal. Mm-hmm. I talk too long, huh? Long-winded, huh? Okay. Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah, that's dope.
Man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Because basically what I hear is you searching for your identity brought you all these crazy shit, Mm-hmm. The dopest things.
So like for now, to be where we at now, 5 years later, it's one of the greatest things. Like I feel like this is straight God-given because when you going through stuff like that, I just told the kids, Ruth and Hezekiah yesterday, I told them, I said, you're going to get heartbroken. Things are not going to always go your way. But you got to focus on what you love. Because if you focus on what you love, you'll stick with it, even when it don't always go your way. And another thing to go back, when I was said, I want everybody, fuck all those people because I was cheated out of that show. I know I'm going all over the place, but my little cousin, Shali, she saw the video. She was like, this was so amazing. She's like, you're such a star. She was like, you touched so many people. And I said, damn, I never looked at the effect that I had on people because I wanted the result.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what me talking to Hezekiah and Ruth was like, telling them like, yo, you're not always gonna get the result that you want. You're not. Matter of fact, probably a lot of times you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. But if you love it, then make them see by just being the best version of yourself and just study your craft. That's it. That's
I love that.
That's the main story. So like, never feel like you're not good enough. Never feel like you're underqualified. All it takes is for you to get out there and stand and do it piece by piece. You may struggle. People may talk about you and say it's dumb, but keep trugging along. I promise you. You put in your 10,000 hours, people are going to talk regardless. We just talk. People just say shit. Oh, that's trash. You weak. Da, 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 da. They don't know what the hell they saying. They just talking. Give them something to talk about.
Yeah.
Wilsey.
That's right. Hey, what are some fun facts about you? Like, do you got a favorite cuss word, or you got favorite foods, or maybe a secret hobby, or
favorite cuss word? All of them. I just I enjoy cursing. It's probably not always a good thing, but I think a lot of that come from me growing up. I feel like cursing, and I could be wrong, but I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Like, just being honest. I feel like people could really understand what I'm saying when I'm cursing. And I remember my grandma used to say, Shawn, there are other ways you can say things by saying it like that. I'm like, yeah, but mup,
this
just
feels
need to
good.
hear, like the emphasis, because you gotta know how important things are. You gotta, like, I don't know. I just add a lot of color to everything. That's basically it. Hobbies, I think they've changed throughout the years. I used to love extreme stuff. I wanted to go skydiving, but once I turned 30, I said, fuck that, I survived Compton. There's no way I'm going skydiving,
There's no other adrenaline kick than that.
And I used to be a roller coaster junkie, but like, I'm very, very happy with my life. There's no need to be taking extra risk like that. I think more when I started to feel value for my life, I take more calculated risk. But you got to take risk. But I love my family. I love my wife. I love the kids. I love spending time with the family. I love pouring into them because I remember how crazy my thoughts were. So I always try to give them something encouraging, something that they can take with them. And fuck what these people say your age. They don't know shit. A lot of them going to be fucked up by the time they get to 30 anyway. So make sure that you build yourself, like, just straight up. Make sure you find out what you love. Keep God first. That's I don't even know. Like, I would love to go traveling. I just love the fact that no matter what's happening in the world, I got peace at the house.
Yeah.
I value that because it wasn't always peace at the house when I was growing up. So I definitely value that with everything.
I hear that for sure. Is there a life change that made you see the value of life differently?
So many. One in specific, back in 2006, my big cousin Tyrone, one of my childhood guys I used to look up to, he used to have the Toyota hatchback where you used to be able to put people in the back. With no seatbelts, driving a stick, and we'd be boo, 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 you know what I mean? My Sharona, you know what I mean? We wrote a play years ago that we still never put on, but it was called Surrender. Me and him and our third partner was Hood, rest in peace. Hood used to go to St. Augustine. He was the technician at the church, and he believed so much in me. Like, for real, like, somebody that really, really believed in me. Like, he's like, yeah, you're going to be a star. He 100% believed in me. So I would go over his house, and he would make music for me. He'll do like his spin off, and we'll do music. And we were working on his play. We had it written, and we was just trying to get funding to put it on at a like at a big stage house. But that sucker was way out of budget. None of us knew nothing about business. You know what I mean? We didn't know nothing. And one day we go to Liberty Tax. We go to Hood's job. We walk up. We have a little meeting at the job. And as he walks out, we walk out to leave. He go out there and take a little cigarette break. And I stare at Hood. I'm just staring at him. And I feel this gumption to go hug him. I'm like, I'm not finna go hug Hood. What the hell? I'm not about that. I'm like, all right, Hood. See you later. We gonna see each other on Saturday. So Saturday morning, I wake up. My phone is ringing off the hook. I wake up. I'm like, yo, what's up, T? I'm like, yo, we meeting today. What's up? We on it. We meeting today. He was like, Sho, no, we can't meet today. I'm like, what the hell you mean? Now, have in mind with this dynamic, you got Hood who's probably 50 something right there. My cousin Tyrone is older in age too. And I'm like, I was born in 85, so I was about like 21 or something. Mm-hmm. I'm a young bull. I'm like, nah, we meeting. We ain't missing no meeting. I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, no. He's like, Shawn, Hood died. I said, the fuck, what? He's like, yeah, Hood died. I'm like, what you mean? He had a brain aneurysm. Wow. And whoa, man, I'm just like, and I know I've told you over and over how I felt like things was happening. I know the storyline is all messed up, but Hood dies, man. Oh, man. And then the day that they had the funeral, I had to go to work. And the trippy part, that was such a mind. We had to meet at the Forum to go to, I think it was it was some kind of convention. It was some kind of convention in Anaheim. And across from the Forum is the little, the funeral, the cemetery. Mm. And you could see the people driving. And it was just, I couldn't even go to the funeral. And the way how that changed me is tell your loved ones you love them. Don't take it for granted that you're going to have them forever. A simple hug. All I had to do was go over there and hug them. Man, yeah. You know what I mean? And
that gives me goosebumps.
Just the same thing too with the J-Town situation. The way I made somebody life terrible because I was so frustrated. They'll never get that experience. Like I've forever ruined their moment at that point, and then at this point, to be like that last moment that you saw Hood, somebody who believed in you so much, a simple hug would have been okay. And do I think that Hood hold it against me? Absolutely not. But just personally, like, I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to leave nothing on the table. I want to say that I gave it everything I possibly could. And, so that was one thing. Another thing was marrying my wife, this year. I had issues with trust. Finding a person that loves you for you. Even when I be farting, I have like the most worst farts. Like, they are terrible. I love my wife so much, man. She's she not just because of the force, but she's definitely my best friend. I think that's one of God's greatest gifts He gave me. To be able to have something to share with. And somebody that's in the journey together. We're not going separate ways. We're one unit going this way. So that's one of the most life-changing moments.
Yeah, I bet. How did you two meet?
I met her on Facebook, actually.
Nice.
I met her on Facebook, and I was like, oh, okay. She got the natural hair. I like a natural girl, and she's just sweet. She's so sweet, so thoughtful, so caring. One of the most loving people you could ever meet. Ever meet. Like,
she from Compton as well?
she's from Whittier.
Whittier.
They say the girls in Whittier are more prettier.
Is
I don't
that
know.
right?
I don't know. That's what they
You
say.
know it.
But she just she was amazing. I definitely needed her, especially in this time, because I feel like forever, but I think now more time than ever, I think it's important for people to be with one person. For first of all, it's financially better. You know what I mean? You know, number two,
It's California.
yeah. I mean, you got to pick the right person. But the idea is you got to build with somebody, coming from somebody that came from a broken home, right? And there's so much torment that kids deal with because there's a lot of just, like, I don't think people really understand how that affects kids and how it could tear the trajectory of where their life can go. So it's important for us to build families. And I didn't believe that until I got older. I had a conversation with my mom, probably like a couple of months before she passed away. And matter of fact, no, it was on my birthday, 2022. Mom's called me and we had this conversation where she was like, and she just started talking. She called me. She said, son, when I had you, and I'm like, what is she talking about? She just started talking about, she's like, when I had you, I didn't know shit. She was like, I was 14 years old being pregnant. She said, I wanted to be a track star. I said, Mom, how fast was you? She said, shit, I was fast. I said, okay. I said, she said, I also wanted to be a lawyer. I said, Mom, yeah, what kind of lawyer do you want to be? You would want to do like criminal or something? She said, hell no. I wanted to do small claims, you know what I mean? So I was like, that's dope. She was like, but what I'm saying is, she said, when I had you, son, she said, I didn't know how to feel because I had to have the baby by myself. Because she said I could have called my grandma that's on my dad's side, but she didn't want to bother her. And her mom wasn't there for her giving birth, and she's 15 years old about to do this thing. She's by herself. And she said when she woke up, she's like, where's my baby? They're like, well, your mom got your baby. They all in the other room. So in the other room, everybody's partying, and she said my dad was like the life of the party, all these different things. And she felt like nobody cared about her. And she was like, I didn't hate you. She was like, but growing up, she kind of resented it because she never had a chance to be a kid. And also, I think my mom was telling me how she'd been molested too. So mom's had a hard life. So having that conversation, she also said, I just want to let you know, son, I love you and I'm proud of you. And she was just, she was like, and she just started crying. She was like, I just didn't know. And I was like, Mom, it's cool. And then I was like, Mom, what I started learning is like a lot of like our people, like we come from broken homes. Like, I think it's like 77% in the Black race come from like broken homes, which create poverty, which create, it's hard to build like a family legacy because we're money stops, father dies, mom goes here, whatever. So in order for me to break the curse, I need to make sure that I create a family and leave something for the ones that come behind me. So moms didn't know, and then
so powerful that she was able to express that to you
while she was going through the stuff she was going through, because she was deteriorating fast. And that's when she told me, like, I'm not going to be here for too long.
She knew.
You know, she knew. I'm like, what you mean? Like, you know, she was like, look, Shawn, I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to be here too long. She was not happy. But what I want to say about my mom and all the mistakes that she's made, she was sober for 13 years. Mom's was sober. She joined a meeting. I forget the name of the chapter. But she helped so many people get clean. My mom, who made a lot of mistakes, made sure my uncle was buried. And I was supposed to be the person to take care of him, but I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do. Moms came through, handled that. She handled her mom's funeral. And I'm so sorry, I forget the name of the chapter, but when my mom passed, me and my siblings didn't have to worry about nothing. They took care of it. I mean, every ounce of it. They took care of everything. Gave us food. We didn't have to do nothing but sit there like princess and princess. And moms went out good because of them. And yeah, I even forgot what the question was.
Life-changing moments, basically.
Yeah, that was I think that healed me from a lot.
Yeah, and it made you see the importance of, a foundation, basically, solid foundation, and it turned you into the man you are today, for sure.
Still growing. Still growing.
Yeah.
And growing is painful.
Yeah. And you mentioned before that you felt alone or lost, Do you remember who or what pulled you through at those moments? Are there any significant moments that you remember? And do you remember like this or that?
My faith in God. Like, my faith has wavered throughout the years. I've said, fuck this shit, I'm finna do my own shit. But even when I was out there doing shit I should not be doing, I feel like the Lord carried me like every step of the way and convicted me when I make mistakes. I tell people this all the time, like, it's hard for me to do somebody wrong. When I go home and I lay my head down, I hear the Spirit of the Lord convicting me because I know better. Even though I've been through a lot of stuff, like my dad and my mom are from Palmer Block, I've been in places where I could have got killed. I've been in situations where...
So Palmer Block, for the people who...
Compton Crip. It's a gang in Compton on Palmer. Right, okay, we ain't gonna get it, but it's right down the street from Compton High. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what it is. Like it was.
Can you explain what it
entails?
Yeah.
So being a gangbanger, usually you have a rag and you're out there on the block. You protect your block, but you also have other people that might want to take over your territory from rival gangs. It's like a family. It's like a family. There's good and bad things about it. And a lot of that stuff came from broken homes too. Some of these people were like throwaways. Not saying that they were throwaways, but that was a situation. Some of them ran away from home. They didn't have a group to belong to, so why not? Why not put on for this? The people that showed me love. It's a lot of people that's in the grave right now because of that, though. On some real talk. So it's duality. That's why it's important for us to understand, like, how we got here and to change it from the root. You can't change it in the middle because it's just going to redo the thing. You got to go to the root. And the root of the problem is just broken homes. Like a father's role, I feel like too, I'm going everywhere. Oh my God. The conversation I had with my mom and the person that I was at that specific point, this is wild. So if I'm me, right, and say me and my mom change places. My mom is the kid and I'm her dad. My mom would not have made a lot of mistakes she made. There was no like real like male figure to be like, I don't give a shit. I'm not here to be your friend. This is what you not gonna do. You know what I mean? Like my mom will listen too. She will listen, but she just didn't have that. And the way I became the way that I was because of my grandma on my dad's side, because she lost, that was her son, my dad that died. That was her son. So she had me in church. I couldn't even not go to church. For me in my house, we will serve the Lord. So she'd make me come out the house and I would throw fits. I don't want to put on no socks. So you going to church with no socks on. Funky feet, dude. You feel what I'm saying? You going to church. But those things, like, they kept me. Moments when I wanted to kill myself. Like, I remember, my spiritual mom, even Tina LaFleur, who would say, Shawn, God has promises for us. One of the scriptures, she said, eyes have not seen, nor have ears have heard what the Lord has in store for you. She gave me scriptures like, the Lord is going to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all you could ever think or ask for, according to the riches and glory that lies within him. And those were the things in my lowest points, whether if I was crying on the floor, snot everywhere, it's like, Lord, you say you go do this. Well, you better do it then. And I had to stand firm, Doing the right thing means that you're going to be uncomfortable, means that it's not going to always feel right, which means you're going to feel opposition. You're going like, it's not easy, right. So those moments, it was just my faith to be like, yo, I believe that there's something beyond this. And I think for the first time in my life, I'm actually starting to really see the value and enjoy it.
So born into a family where your dad and mom are equipped, are you automatically equipped?
Absolutely not. I think it depends on what family you from. But mom's was like, hell no. She wouldn't even let me go around the corner for a long time. Where she used to hang out. Like, mom's was not having it. Mom said, I did that, so you don't have to do that. Mom's was, even though she was out there, her whole thing was like, no, you gonna be something. No, she would have freaking flipped a cord if I was out there gang banging. So, and I was the first child, so I got all the ass whoopings. I got all the punches. I went through a couple of closets too, you know what I mean? So, yeah, mom's put the fear of God in me. So, absolutely not, no. Okay. But some families, yeah, they be like, yeah, this little crip from little crip. Yeah, little blood. Yeah, your dad was a blood, you're going to be a blood. Yeah, that goes on, definitely.
So, and did it also mean that you said around the corner, so it doesn't mean that you're basically limited in your freedom in where you live or where you can go, and how do I need to envision that?
At that point too,
were you able to go outside and play with the kids? Or?
Definitely, I would go. I would play with. So we stay on Laurel. So I had friends on Laurel. We would play football. Now on the other side of Laurel, that's where they used to hang out. Now, so you got Barron and you got Laurel, and then you go up. There's the other Laurel that's close to St. Timothy's, and then Compton High is right across from it, basically St. Timothy Towers. Over there, shout out to Angie. You know what I mean? Moms, that's where they used to hang. That's where they used to hang. That was the block. But as I got older, I did hang around there with the kids. Like we were solid. We were cool. But when we were growing up, like the kid, we wasn't talking about gang banging. We was trying to go after the draws. We was chasing girls. You know what I mean? Like being kids, like yeah,
doing kid stuff.
Yeah, doing stuff we had no business doing too. But we wasn't trying to gang bang, no. Not at all.
What do you believe your purpose in life is, and how did you know what you wanted to do?
My purpose in life. I feel like my purpose is to let people feel and see what God is about. That's why I'm here. Do I hit it every time? Absolutely not. I'm totally flawed. But my purpose as a man of God is to be loving, be honest, um, and when I make mistakes, acknowledge them, get better, and don't do them again. That's my purpose. And lead people. You know what I mean? As far as like, what was the second part of the question again?
Like, how did you know what your purpose is?
How did I know what my purpose is? A lot of times, like I told you, I always wanted to be in TV. So I was like, my purpose is to be in TV. But no, my purpose has been what I've been doing ever since I was a little kid, making friends, telling people that they can do it, believe in people. Like, I'm also one of those friends too who will tell you like, yo, you need to fucking get your shit together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to be this shit ain't measuring up. But if you want to do this, I can help you if you helping yourself. But that's it. Like what I've learned, what I do is not who you are. Who you are is the fabric of you even before you even got here, if that makes sense. Like it's like everyone is born with a gift, and the gift comes without repentance. So your gift is going to gift regardless. No matter, you can kill somebody, your gift is still going to be your gift. It's a gift. So I'm trying to sound smart and don't know shit. You know, but I just really lost my own self in that thought. But I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, you do. Do you think there was something that specifically happened that made you see like, hey, it ain't about just, doing what I do, but there's more behind that?
I'll say this, because I don't even know how to answer that. It was a good question. I just don't know how to answer this. I'll say this. Dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. This is so freaking deep, yo. This is like, I've had a couple of moments. So I always wanted to be a superstar. Period. My great grandma said, "Hey, Shawn, go change a tire." I'm not changing no tires. I'm gonna have other people changing my tires because I'm gonna be rich, right? I've learned that hard work is where it's at. There's no, it's not about you. It's about who you impact. Because the sad thing is we're only here for a limited time. We're only here to do something for a certain minute, and then it's got to go somewhere else. So it's about who are you impacting and why are you here? Go back to Kobe Bryant. If Kobe Bryant never played basketball, there would be no Compton Mania. If there never was a WWE, I would probably be dead or in jail. If it's like existing, right? Existing and bringing something to the forefront. You don't know how many people are living just because you're doing that thing. It's not about you. But it's about you because it's your body that's being used to do the thing. And yeah, it's just, the world is way bigger. When I was in Compton, growing up in Compton, all I thought about was the hood and getting out. When I worked for public outreach, we was fighting against child trafficking and sexual exploitation. We would be in Hollywood. I had the pink vest, because I am a girl. I am not a girl. But that was the campaign for Malala, who was shot by the Taliban because she wanted to go to school.
Yeah.
Going out there, right? And I'm thinking, ain't nobody gonna get no black dude, no debit card on it, because we would have to scratch the card and they would become monthly sustainers. So I got their card information. There's no way they're gonna give a black dude the card information on the street. shit,
Mm.
I was hitting. I was hitting. I remember I raised like $101 at one specific location, like just, and this is monthly. This is monthly.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, I can do this. It gave me a greater purpose. It made me look outside of where I was at. Because as much as I'm trying to get out of the hood, because I'm tired of helicopters, gunshots, deaths, all this other stuff. When I started hearing about people in third world countries, I'm like, you know what? They would trade places with me in a heartbeat and wouldn't blink, dog. They'll be over here. And then I'll be out there trying to get a 10-pound bag of rice. Like, people sell their daughters for dowries out there. Like, it's insane what's happening around the world. And a lot of times we don't know how blessed we are because we only see things from our lenses. You know what I mean? Instead of the lenses of the global situation. And then I started to come out of this victim mentality that comes too when you come in the hood, because you have this victim mentality where you feel like, is everybody against me because of this? And some of those things it's not like they're false, right? They are at work. It's happening, but they can get the business too. You know, bing bow, just do your work and everybody will see that you're dope eventually. They can't keep denying dopeness. Tear their ass up with your craft. You ain't got to shoot nobody. You ain't got to go to nobody's house. Tear their ass up with your craft. Keep studying and tear their ass up. That didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
Well, I mean, it put things in perspective for you, I guess, you know?
Absolutely.
It does not take away the struggle that you went through, but it also showed you, you know, there's more to life and this is not what I'm settling for.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, that is... you know, a purpose in its own.
I feel like I'm like a raged lunatic in this interview.
You're bringing out all the gems out here. Yeah, man. So how did you find community and how do you stay in touch?
This is wild. So once we did Compton Mania, my next goal was I need to be involved in the community. I've been in Compton for a long time, but didn't really know too many people except I was really on my block. So social media is a powerful weapon. So I'm like, so you got Compton Mania, so you're going to do this again, right? Yeah. You want to invite more people? Yeah. So I was like, people in Compton. So I just started looking up people in Compton. I saw Nina Childs, who's doing big things in Compton. She got independent movies she be doing, all that kind of stuff. Hub City Dre, he's the District 2 council member in Compton. Christy, who was part of, she got the Power Legacy and Children Striving Together. So I saw Christy's page in specific, and I saw on her title, influencer. I'm like, influencer? What is that? What is an influencer? So I started looking up what an influencer was. I'm like, oh, a social media influencer. I'm like, do they get paid? You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn what's the landscape, but also trying to find out what's going on in this community around me that I can tap into. And I got a lot of stuff to learn. So I met with Andre Spicer. No, I met with Nina first. Nina introduced me to Andre. We did like a little radio interview, and Andre sponsored 6 kids to go to the Compton Mania. And these guys, I mean, they just looked out. They supported. And from that point on, I started helping Andre, going door to door. I also would pass out food when he would have the food giveaways with him, toys and stuff. So I would just help. Then I started to talk to Christy and Children Striving Together. And for a while, I was on a board, I think maybe 6 months to a year or something like that. And it was different for me because I'd never been part of a organization like that and never done anything. I just wanted to learn so I could take Compton Mania somewhere. And because Compton Mania at that time wasn't an LLC, it was nothing. It was just a backyard event. You know what I mean? It wasn't. So being in that it grew me a lot because the meetings that they would have, I seen we did a caravan where they would drop toys off to families. Oh, that was some of the most amazing. I felt I felt so, I, I felt so significant, but it wasn't about me. It was the act of helping other people out. Now, battling with depression in the past, real talk, if you are depressed, one of the things you could do that will help your depression is helping somebody else out. Because most of the time when you're feeling depressed, you're feeling insignificant, you're feeling like no one cares about you. When you make one person day and you make them smile, and the way, like there is nothing, that sleep is so good. I mean, it is, as far as I don't even, you know what I mean? Like it just, it hits different. And then it centers you back to your childlike memories. Like my uncle, we used to watch wrestling together. It was like a pastime. I would be able to invite my friends over and we would watch all the pay-per-views. And my uncle was autistic. He was high functioning autistic. And my Uncle Daryl is one of the reasons I didn't kill myself too, because I always had wrestling to look forward to. Though that I couldn't do that because I had that. But when you're able to create that for somebody else, I feel my inner child hugging me. You know what I mean? Like, just thank you, So, yeah.
So you feel like you had to get over a hurdle first before starting to give back and to volunteer and do stuff like that? Was there when you're depressed, like you said, you kind of tend to get in your inner world instead of giving out. So what was it that it took you to actually get going?
I made a deal with myself. You know what I mean? I said, Lord, okay, you said if I'm faithful and just, you will supply my needs. So I'm going to step out on faith, even though I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to expect them to give me something. I'm just going to bust ass, learn what I can, and then move on. And that was hard. That was hard. If I'm telling you it's easy, it's not easy. It was hard because on the exterior, I'm cool with everybody. I have no beef with them. The war is going on in here. In here. Inside my spirit. Like, okay, you're doing this, what do you want to do with this? What are you going to do with this? This, what are you going to do with this? You're doing that. How is it going to relate to this? I got to connect to everybody in the city. So right now, my biggest goal is I need to have Compton. Forget everything else. I'm going everywhere else because those are the deals. Business is business. But specifically, I just want Compton. Because if I can get Compton, I got the world. But if I got Compton, and if I build my city up, if I'm able to provide opportunities for other different people, damn it, I've done it. I'm significant. It's over with. My family is good. It's over with. So when my legacy pass on, when it's time for me to go, my kid's going to be like, my dad did that. You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff, because when you're here on earth, kids, it's fun now. Enjoy high school while you can. And sometimes high school is tough. But when you come into this real world, there's some dogs out here. They coming for you. They lurking around the corners to get you. You got to be focused. You got to be on your pivot, and you need something that's going to keep you grounded. Never sacrifice yourself for something you think you have, something you think you need that's outside of yourself. You have everything you need. You just have to tap into it. And even if nobody coming with you, go in alone and watch God show up for you.
Amen. I love how you say that, man. So powerful.
And you're going to be trembling in your boots. You might even piss your pants a little bit, I swear to God. But he coming,
Wow. Yeah. So what do you feel your greatest success has been so far?
My greatest success is defeating my childhood demons.
Do you feel your look on success has changed over the years?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Success is making it home at night.
Yeah.
How many times we take that for granted? Success is being able to laugh. Everybody can't laugh. Success is waking out of your bed and being able to walk yourself to the restroom. Success is living. That means there's another opportunity, another chance. Finding somebody who loves you. Success. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for something tangible, people pass away, things stay forever. Mm-hmm. So even if you holding on to that one thing, one day you ain't gonna be able to hold on to it. So what are you going to appreciate? Appreciate every damn win. The fact that you can do that, that's a blessing. You know how many people are gasping for air? I had asthma as a kid growing up. Terrible. You know how many asthma attacks? I was like, Lord, I just want to breathe. That's success.
I hear that.
Don't judge your success based on somebody else's. That's the most foolish thing you could ever do, because your calling ain't theirs and theirs ain't yours.
Mm-hmm. So you just said that you want Compton to be yours. So when I ask you, do you have any goals or ambitions, for the coming 5 or 10 years? What are your visions?
I want the whole city of Compton wearing green, period. We going door to door, Compton Mania green. We going door to door. We connecting with the community. I want everybody to know what's up. I want everybody to know, like, if nothing else, all the stuff they say about Compton, drugs, gangs, corruption, all this stuff else. If nothing else in Compton, you can be a wrestler. And if you can't be a wrestler, you can definitely do production. And if you can't do production, you can definitely commentate. And if you can't commentate, hey, maybe you can be an announcer. Maybe you can help set up the chairs. Wrestling is a trade. That's a worldwide trade. So many different cultures are connected to wrestling all over the world. There's another option, not just basketball, not just rap. There is a whole lot and I provide another option. That's it. Another option to make a choice. And also, when people look at Compton, it's the wrestling capital of the world. Put some respect on the city. Woozy! Like, this boy is delusional a little bit. But I know the Lord got me because he hasn't failed me. Mm-hmm. He hasn't failed me. The moments when I felt alone, dealing with my dad, losing my mom, going through asthma, taking care of my grandma who had dementia. Every stage of the way, the Lord was with me. Mm-hmm. Every stage of the way. So why wouldn't he not be with me on this?
Yeah. Good point. I almost feel stupid for asking this because you've
stupid.
Well, you've already been sharing all your gems with us because my last question is, what are some words of wisdom that you want to pass on for future generations?
Words of wisdom for future
in addition to everything else that you already said.
Okay, I'll give you this one. Pick your mate wisely.
Pick your mate wisely.
Pick your mate wisely. One vision. Two can't be together unless they agree. One vision. Some of the biggest mistakes people make is the mate that they pick. Don't pick a mate because they got some attributes that you like. Don't pick a mate based on those things. Pick a mate that's on one accord with the vision. Each person, whether man or female, cannot be the mission. They have to come together to complete the mission. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that, good luck. Yeah. Got to build a solid foundation. You can build the greatest building, but if it's on sand, it's gonna fall. You got to build it on stable and solid foundation. And the crazy thing about a foundation, before you can even build the building, sometimes you got to dig deep before you can even find a solid foundation and then build. So, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Healthy families is what we need. And that should be the goal going forward. Because if we don't as a community, we're going to kill all each other off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the darkness.
Well, it is. The darkness brings out the light in the end. I mean, there ain't no light without darkness.
Straight up. And you need the darkness to be the best version of yourself. Prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare to fight the good fight. Don't give up. You're going to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up. Figure out what you need to do better. And here's another thing. Failure. Let failure become your best friend. That comedy show, I was about to have a heart attack. It was very tough.
Mm.
And if I had not did that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right here today. I had to go and fight those demons.
Mm-hmm. Like if you would have gave in that little voice that said, you know what, I'm not sure if I can do this. I just want to just get under the blankets and hide.
Because one discipline give you the confidence to do another discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And the more things you do, the greater you will become.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm almost sad to say that it's a wrap for today.
Oh,
but man,
you.
It was a true pleasure to have you on, man.
Pleasure was all mine. Marianne!
Yay! Yeah, man. If you guys want to see more, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for being here, and see you next time on Life Stories with Marianne.